Hey everyone, welcome to Love Hackers, your daily dose of dating advice. I'm Alex Carter,
And I'm Sophie Tanaka.
and together, we are your Love Hackers. We're all about helping you navigate the exciting and sometimes confusing world of online dating. Today, we're doing a deep dive into an app that caught our attention because it claims to be a haven for those looking to explore their kinky side.
Exactly. And with more and more niche dating apps popping up, it's essential to separate the genuine platforms from those that might not be what they seem.
Okay, so let's unpack this. This app boasts about creating a safe and judgment-free space. And right off the bat, their sign-up process was incredibly detailed. They asked about everything, your preferences, your limits, your desires, you name it.
That level of detail can be a double-edged sword. On one hand, it can be a good sign. It shows they might be taking matching seriously. But it could also be a clever way to collect data and appear more credible than they actually are.
Yeah, that's a good point. But my initial optimism started to fade when I noticed something strange. Almost all the profiles I saw were located hundreds of miles away. Even though I'm in a major city, it felt like a ghost town.
Oh, wow. That's a big red flag. Unrealistic user locations are often a sign that an app is struggling to attract genuine users in your area. It makes you wonder if those profiles are even real.
Exactly. And then another thing, so many profiles were either incomplete or had only one picture. I even came across one profile, Magnolia, where her height was listed in kilograms. It just felt off.
Right. Those inconsistencies are concerning. Incomplete profiles and odd details can be a sign of hastily created fake accounts.
And speaking of things that felt off,
Yeah.
almost as soon as I created my profile, the spam messages started pouring in.
Yes, the infamous spam messages. It's a classic tactic, but always a bad sign.
What kind of messages were you getting? Well, there's the typical, hey, handsome, with a winky face, even though my profile had barely any information. But some were more sophisticated. I even had a couple of near-identical messages from someone named Mistress Clara, coming from two different accounts with the same profile picture. And they all urged me to contact them immediately on Kik or Google Hangouts.
That's a huge red flag. Remember, never give out your personal contact information to someone you just met on a dating app, especially if they're pushing for it right away. It's often a tactic used by scammers.
Now, this is where things took a really interesting turn. The app offers free, unlimited messaging to female users.
Interesting. There could be a few reasons for that. Maybe they're trying to attract more women to create a more balanced user base.
Yeah.
But based on your experience, that doesn't seem to be working.
Right, so I decided to test this out. I created a female profile. And guess what? Only 5 users were online, and only 1 replied. Even that profile didn't have a photo.
So even with free messaging, it seems like genuine engagement is lacking. That essentially makes the app useless for connecting with real people.
And here's another thing that was strange. Every profile seemed to have this decadum tag, which apparently means they have a premium account.
Did they provide any information about pricing for this Decadum membership?
That's the thing. They were incredibly vague about the costs. They kept mentioning free premium access, but I had to provide my credit card details before they would reveal the actual price.
That's a classic manipulation tactic designed to create a sense of urgency and exclusivity, pressuring you to sign up without knowing the real cost. Especially concerning when combined with a lack of transparency about the user base.
And to make matters worse, free accounts are extremely limited. You can't message or reply to anyone. It's basically a pay-to-play environment.
Which raises the question, what are you actually paying for? If, as your experience suggests, the majority of profiles are fake, then a paid membership wouldn't be worth much. It's almost as if they're intentionally concealing the lack of genuine interaction behind a paywall.
Ugh, it's so frustrating.
Yeah.
I feel like I kept hitting a wall. They do have a grips feature and a shots tab, which in theory could offer some genuine connection, but they were basically useless with so few real users.
That's another common trend with less than reputable dating apps. They try to mimic features of legitimate platforms to appear more credible, but at the end of the day, the quantity and quality of connections are what truly matter.
Right. And based on my experience, this app seems to be falling short on both fronts.
It does sound rather disappointing. But let's delve a bit deeper into these Decadum memberships and those peculiar playground points you mentioned. What exactly were those about? So these Decadum memberships, they seem to be at the heart of this app's strategy. You mentioned playground points. What exactly are those about?
Yeah, the decadum thing was everywhere. And these playground points, well, it's like they tried to turn dating into a video game. You could use these points to chat, join groups, even search for profiles.
Huh. It's interesting how they're trying to gamify the experience. In a legitimate app, that might be fun and engaging. But in this case, it feels more like a distraction from the lack of real users.
Exactly. It's all smoke and mirrors. But here's the kicker. There's absolutely no information about how much these playground points cost or how you earn them.
That's incredibly shady. Imagine putting money into a game where you have no idea what you're actually buying. It raises serious questions about their transparency and financial practices.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling how much effort they've put into creating this elaborate, confusing system. It's like they're hoping to make a quick buck before people realize what's really going on.
It's a classic tactic of prioritizing profits over genuine connections. But let's move on to the user experience. Was there anything remotely redeeming about this app?
Okay, so I have to admit, there was one feature that I thought had potential if it had been implemented on a platform with, actual people.
I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
They had this groups feature where you could join groups based on your location interests or, well, kinks. It was like a forum where like-minded individuals could connect. In theory, it could be a good way to break the ice and find people who share your passions.
That does sound promising. It aligns with the app's goal of creating a safe space for niche interests. But given your experience so far, I'm guessing it wasn't what it seemed.
You guessed it. The groups feature was a total ghost town. Just like the rest of the app, I joined a few groups, and the only activity I saw was the occasional, hey, or hi. It was like wandering through an abandoned chat room.
So another missed opportunity. What about that Shots tab you mentioned earlier? Was there any activity there?
Ah, the Shots tab. It was basically their attempt to recreate Instagram within the app. Users could upload photos and others could comment.
So a place to showcase yourself and maybe spark some conversation. Did it live up to the hype?
Not even close. Most of the photos were either generic or suspiciously perfect, like they were pulled from stock image websites. And the comments, let's just say they were a mix of cheesy pickup lines and aggressive come-ons.
Aggressive. How so?
It was strange. Some comments seemed less like flirting and more like attempts to intimidate or scare off potential competition. It was almost as if scammers were targeting other scammers.
That's unsettling. It's like they've created an environment.
Everything you see on the app.
Hmm.
Are these real people with genuine intentions? Or are they all just playing some elaborate con game?
It's a valid concern, and it speaks to the broader issue of trust and authenticity in the world of online dating.
So while the Shots tab might have offered a glimpse into the underbelly of the app, it definitely wasn't the kind of entertainment anyone was looking for.
It sounds like a chaotic and ultimately disappointing experience. But it does highlight the importance of being discerning when choosing a dating app. Let's delve deeper into that after a quick break. We'll be right back with more insights from our deep dive.
Welcome back to Love Hackers. We've been through a really weird corner of the dating app world.
Yeah, we have from ghost towns to confusing prices. This app was full of surprises, and not the good kind.
Not at all. But amidst all the smoke and mirrors, one thing really stood out to me, the complete lack of transparency, especially when it came to their Decadem membership.
Right. The mystery around those memberships is concerning. Saying free premium access but needing your credit card up front is a big red flag.
Exactly. Makes you wonder what else they're hiding. Reputable platforms are clear about their pricing and cancellation policies. This app, though, felt like I was trying to break a code.
Yeah. It's like you're signing a contract but with no terms and conditions. And when you already have so many questions about the app, it's even more troubling.
I even tried to figure out how to cancel this lifetime membership, and I couldn't find anything.
Yeah.
Felt like a total trap.
Wow. That's a big warning sign. A real dating app will make it easy to manage your subscription and cancel whenever you want. This is so shady. It really makes you question their ethics.
It's like you paid for a luxury vacation, but you end up on an abandoned island with no way to get home.
That's a great way to put it. So what can our listeners learn from all of this?
I think the biggest thing is this. Be careful with any platform that isn't transparent, especially when it comes to pricing users and how to cancel. Do your research, read reviews, and trust your gut. If something feels wrong, it probably is.
Absolutely. Don't be afraid to ask questions and demand clarity. And remember, there are so many good dating apps out there that care about real connections and keeping users safe.
So don't settle for anything less than you deserve. If this deep dive has left you feeling a little down, don't worry, we've got you. We're here to help you navigate online dating, share tips, and expose the bad apps.
Exactly. We're all about helping you find love and connection in a safe and real way.
That's right. And that's a wrap on our deep dive for today. We're Alex Carter,
And Sophie Tanaka.
your love hacker, signing off. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share this episode with your single friends. And remember, love is out there. You just have to know where to look.
Until next time, happy dating, everyone.